Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Saturday, the 1st of June. Well, it's Derby Day, but first of all, let's talk about the Oaks, or the Oaks Epsom on the Friday. Well, a second runner was a 28 to 1 winner, returned 12 to 1. There was a cash out of £29. If you'd have took it, you'd have shown a profit on the day. But like me, probably you didn't take it. And then in the end, it was £20 staked. £14 something back. So a losing day, but a decent return anyway. So we've got a bit to play with for Saturday. So the total stake for Saturday will be £25.20. For those of you that have just come for the Derby horse racing tip, my selection in the 4:30 in the Derby is Gemini. See how professional this is. Started so well. Dancing Gemini. So there are so many doubts over a lot of the horses. There are doubts over this one, but its dad is a Derby winner. Its grandma is a Derby winner, and its mum was okay over between a mile and a half. It should stay, but it's very odd that they've been campaigning it over seven furlongs to a mile. I think it'll stay. But there's question marks over a lot of the horses, probably most notably the favourite, City of Troy. So I'd soon take a bit of a bigger price. Originally, I was going to go for the Godolphin horse, but I've changed my mind. Originally I chose this selection. Then I changed my mind to the Godolphin section, and I thought, no, I'm going to stick with what I thought. So I'm hoping that this horse is mid-division and comes with a late run. I do think it will stay. I think this. They've seen it's got a decent amount of speed, but I think this horse is a very classy horse that's bred to want this distance. And now it's got it for the first time. It's very interesting, and I think it'll run a good race. And they're paying first 5. So let's get into the £25.20 bet. So what I'm having a 10 pence each way lucky 63 that's split into 2. So I'm having a 5 pence each way lucky 63, taking all the prices in one bet, and then leaving all the prices in the other half of the bet. And then I'm also having another separate 10 pence each way lucky 63. So if I've confused everybody already, let me go through it. So as you can see, this first one is a 5 pence each way lucky 63, and I haven't taken prices. So the first selection is Cool Legend in the 125 at Epsom, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse, I believe, is extremely well handicapped. Originally, I was going to go for Portsmouth, but I think if it doesn't win, there's no value in it. It's 7 to 2, but this horse, I believe it's about 8 to 1. It was 12 when I was first looking. I do think it's got a good chance. I think it's well handicapped, and it should run well. It's handicapped to be able to run well and definitely be competitive. The second selection is Sparks Fly in the 2 o'clock at Epsom. This is just a money back, but we're not bothered about that. The paying first 3. This horse has improved from something like a rating of, I don't know if it was 40 something or 60 something, but now it's 106, and it's not in handicap anymore. I believe it's either a listed or a group race. It's got a chance on the official ratings, and I think this horse could get an easy lead in front. There is one horse that could take it on, but it's a Pam Sly horse, and I don't think Pam Sly will want to take this horse on. I think she's taken her horse, our horse is by David Loughnane. Pam Sly has taken her horse, and I think she'll want to run for money. So I don't think she'll take our horse on, because it may ruin the chances of her horse. So I think Sparks Fly could get an easy lead, because there's nothing really that wants to lead apart from this horse. The third selection is Mashardi in the 10 past 3 at Epsom, paying 7 places instead of 4. I was searching on Chat GPT, and I typed in, I used the upgraded one, and what it was, I basically asked it a load of questions, and it says, basically, when the stall's in a certain position, on a certain ground, with certain weather conditions, with wind conditions in a certain direction, what is the draw favourable for? And it said generally low numbers. This horse, I think it's drawn 8, so it's not that low, but I think it's low enough. It's from Powerful Connections, it's from Ammo Racing, and then this is what their operation's all about, winning at the big meetings. And I do think it's been messed around with a bit, as in like. So I think this race, this race has kind of got to be the race it's been aimed at, or these similar kind of races. I think it's got a cracking chance. And I do like these connections backing them in big handicaps. The fourth selection is a really strong fancy. Is Alligator Alley in the 3:45 at Epsom, paying 5 places instead of 3. This horse is also drawn low. In my opinion, they can never go quick enough hardly for this horse. There's loads of pace around it, and it'll probably be tanking its way through. But the faster they go, the faster the paces surrounding this horse, the better the horse's chances. And I really like the look of this one. I think it's drawn 4, and it's another sprinter that has got every chance. They say that the ground's a bit too soft for it. I don't think the ground's too soft for it. It's good to soft, but it'll be good ground in my opinion come race time. The next selection is, like I said, it's Dancing Gemini in the Derby in the 4:30 at Epsom, paying 5 places instead of 3. Best bet will be it'll be a mid-division. We want it not to run keen. There's an awful lot of horses that like to pull hard. This one has done in the past. There's a concern about that, but there's a concern about a lot of the horses as well. The next selection is Lucanda, and I also like the look of this one. Really strong. Lucanda in the 5:15 at Epsom, paying 5 places instead of 3. This has been running in Bahrain, and it did the previous year. It's also ran well over this course before. I think it's number 1 in the race in a handicap, so it's the best horse in the race. It ran in a race, I believe it was last time in Bahrain, and it ran, or there were several horses around it that were rated much higher than this one, and it wasn't beaten far behind them. If this horse is well in itself, I think we're doing an excellent run. I think another horse that will be mid-division that ideally needs to come on the outside, and I'm not definite, I think it's Pat Cosgrove that rides it. He rides this course extremely well because he normally rides a lot for Jim Boyle, and Jim Boyle it's like he just has runners around here. That's what it seems like. But yeah, Pat Cosgrove, very experienced round here, and I think Lucanda, trained by George Baker, has got every chance. So as I said, I've split him. Forget that. So as I said, I've split them in 2. So there's the other half of the bet where I've taken the prices. So the bit where I says forget that, I'm going to show it you now. So this is the separate 10 pence each way, lucky 63. I'm going to go through these as quick as I can. So I've merged a few together that I really like. So Cool Legend again, as you can see, it's 8-1 in the 125 at Epsom, 4 places instead of 3. We're going to Musselburgh now. Global Humour at 9-2, a bit stingy in the 140 at Musselburgh, paying 5 places instead of 3. A very interesting horse on a session. Absolutely loves Musselburgh. David and Nicola Barron stable going well. So on a session at 9-1, I think it's a cracking price, 9-1. I think they've got it wrong. I think this could be more like 11-2 on race time. In the 2:15 at Musselburgh, paying 4 places instead of 3. The next selection is Alligator Alley at 12-1 in the 3:45 at Epsom, paying 5 places instead of 3. The next selection is Lucanda, again at 12-1 in the 5:15 at Epsom, 5 places instead of 3. And a horse we backed the other day that ran well. Scariff in the 5:20 at Musselburgh, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is the 3rd different headgear in 3 runs. I think it had cheek pieces the first time. Visor last time when we backed it with Holidor on board when it ran well at Wetherby. No, it didn't. At Beverley. Not Wetherby. Beverley. You can understand it's quite similar. At Beverley last time, it looked like it was coming to win the race. Not quite sure what happened. Still complaced. But this time, it's ridden by Sylvester de Souza. He must be gutted. He was at Epsom on Friday, and now he's up at Musselburgh in a Class 6 race. And it's got blinkers on tomorrow, so very interesting. So there you see, that's the other bet. And also, this is also what I've had is, it's a Champions League tomorrow night. And this is what I've had. I've had Dortmund to lift the cup, basically, winner of the tie against Real Madrid. Do I fancy them? Well, I just think there's going to be something a bit iffy go off. So what I'm going for is, I'm going for a German team to lift the European Cup in England. in Wembley, at Wembley. And then I'm going to double it up just for a bit of fun. I'm going to have England and Germany to meet in the final of Euro 2024 in Germany. So that's an interesting bet. But it makes 157 quid. So you've got a 50-50 chance of what? One of two outcomes in the first leg. Real Madrid or Dortmund. If we happen to get it right, we've then got a big interest in the England and Germany. Hopefully an England-Germany final. So, if you want some more football bets, let me know. I wasn't planning on having any more bets in the Champions League because I don't find it that interesting. But I will be definitely looking into the Euros. And to be fair, I think you know I'm a bit bonkers. So I'll be looking into like scripted matches, people's birthdays, people wearing certain numbers, people doing hand signals when they celebrate for these like cryptic. Right, I'll leave it there. You think I'm a bit bonkers now. I don't want to go on another rabbit hole. So if you've heard of Gematria, look it up. So anyway, the very best of luck. Charlie Winters over and out. Cheers, mate.